What up? What up? What up? Ladies and gents, boys and girls, you are now tuned in to a brand new video of Sportsway with Dre Day podcast. I'm your host with the most, the Hood's ESPN, Crystal Street's very own Dre Day. What's up? What's up? What's up? Once again, thank y'all for y'all continued support of the podcast. Keep it going, keep it growing, keep it flowing. If you haven't already, right there, bottom of the screen, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Sportsway with Dre Day podcast. Hit that subscribe button. I am currently at 806 subscribers. So come on, come on. Christmas is coming. So hook your boy up and let's get to 900 before Christmas. I know that's a lot, but come on, help your boy out. That's my Christmas. That's my Christmas present. All right. Like, hook me up. But anyway, hit that notification bell also. So that way, once a video is uploaded, you will get a notification letting you know that I dropped a new video. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment if you like. Tell a friend to tell a friend. There you have it. This video here, we was waiting for this. We definitely was waiting for this. I know for a fact I was waiting for this. For those of y'all that don't know, Max Kellerman used to work on ESPN First Take. What he was famous for was his boxing, HBO boxing with Jim Lampley, Larry Merchant, Roy Jones Jr. He still was doing that and also doing First Take. A few years ago, he abruptly left First Take. Nobody knew the reason on why he left First Take. Just so happens that the other person in the title, Stephen A Smiith, was constantly going on shows, just down talking Max Kellerman, just down talking him, saying how he couldn't work with him, it wasn't working with him. He went to the bosses. It was like it's either him or me, yada, 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 all this good stuff, right? That was about 2 years. For 2 years, he was on tour talking about Max Kellerman. Well, now we fast forward to 2025. And I came across a clip from the Bill Simmons show where Bill Simmons is sitting across from Max Kellerman and he's saying his piece as it pertains to Stephen A. Smiith. Now, I'm going to play the clip. I'm going to just play a little snippet clip. I'm not going to do the whole thing because I think it's about a good 10, 15 minutes where he talked about, Stephen A and stuff like that. And then I'm going to give my assessment to it. But I'm just glad that Max is now saying his piece. Because like I said, Stephen A for about 2 years was constantly talking about this man. And Max just sat back and said nothing. Now, granted, Marcellus Wiley, who's a close friend of his, was defending his honor, to say the least, on his show, caping for his man Max Kellerman, and we salute him for that. But we wanted to hear from Max. We wanted to hear from him. And I know, what was it? I think it was around summertime or something. They were saying that how Max Kellerman was back in the limelight, that he was going to be doing, I forgot what fight was it. I'm not sure he did Tyson, Jake Paul, but he definitely did Canelo and Bud Crawford. But that's not what I was waiting to see him. I wanted to see him sitting across from somebody doing exactly this, talking about Stephen A. Smiith. And we finally got it. So, like I said, I'm just going to play a little clip of what he said. And then I'm going to play what Stephen A said, because obviously, he has to respond because he just can't help himself. And then I'll give my assessment. So here it is.
So, Stephen A, you're in a relationship with where you're doing a show together for how many years? 4? 5. 5 years. I didn't love how he handled the after Matthew leaving, where it's basically like, I told you the show would be better. I just thought, because I think you're really talented. And you and I have known each other for a while. Whether it meshed as a show perfectly, I don't know the answer to that, but I just didn't think that was the right way to handle it.
If you're doing a debate show and you're a competitive person,
Yeah.
why would you want me as a partner? That's bad. You want to go 15 rounds every day with Muhammad Kellerman? That's just bad. It's embarrassing. I have an idea. This is what I want to put on TV. I want to spar Bud Crawford every day for 15 rounds, and I want everyone to see it. Eventually, you're going to say, I don't want to do that anymore. That's what I could tell you from my point of view.
Yeah.
And I also think that if you make a calculation that if you can be perceived as a solo act, really, that you can get paid at a certain level that you can't if you're not a solo act, then you'd like to be a solo act, or at least perceived that way.
Okay. That was Max Kellerman on the Bill Simmons show. Now, again, like I said, I was glad that he said his piece. Now, there was a bunch of other things he said in the clip that I'm basically going to ream through real quick. He basically said that how Stephen A didn't have no hot takes. He didn't have any. Basically, I'm paraphrasing. He basically was there just to be loud, basically. And that's exactly what Stephen A does. Anybody that watches First Take, I mean, I haven't been watching it for, I want to say about a month now. I really haven't been tuning in because I just can't grasp it anymore. And when I was watching it, I honestly was only watching on Wednesday. Reason being because of Marcus Spears, aka Swagoo, the lovely Kimberly A. Martin, and Mad Dog Russo. So I wasn't even watching for him. I was watching for those three. But I just can't stomach it anymore. I honestly just cannot stomach it anymore because all the all the yelling and not knowing what you're talking about. Like I'm honestly just done with First Take. But like I said, Stephen A also responded on his show, which I honestly trying to figure out what took so long. Because when this came out on Wednesday. I actually saw this clip when I was at work. And I'm like, okay, he's not going to respond now because it's probably too late. So Thursday, he's definitely going to respond. Didn't do anything Thursday. So then I was like, oh, he's definitely going to respond Friday. And then voila, we have it. So this is the clip from Stephen A responding to Max Kellerman.
Did I hear correctly? Did we show what he called himself Muhammad Kellerman, as in Muhammad Ali Kellerman? Muhammad Ali Kellerman. Oh my God. Oh. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I had my researchers check and make sure that wasn't AI. That wasn't some shit that somebody just made up. I had to double check that shit. I really, really did. I couldn't believe it. Okay. If we were talking about boxing, you're absolutely right, because I don't know anybody that knows more boxing than Max Kellerman. He's extraordinary, no doubt about that. We're talking about First Take, though. And he took it someplace that all I want to say is, are you really sure you want to go there? See, there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes. Are you sure you want to go there? Because I'm not unless you take me there. Now, I hear correctly.
Now, that last piece that he said, I'm glad he said that. And I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that real soon. But this is the thing that I don't like about Stephen A. Smith. He watched too many mafia movies. He honestly does. Because he thinks he's a mob boss. He honestly thinks that he is. You really want to go there? Like, dude, you're not scaring nobody. You're not. Like the way you carry yourself, the way you walk around in stadiums, the way you dress, like you look like an undercover cop. Dude has a phone clip on his hip. Who the fuck walks around with a phone clip on their waist? Like, come on, bro. Come on. Like, you're not tough. You're not scaring nobody. LeBron already put that to the test. It's living proof. We all seen the clip when LeBron stepped to you and you did nothing. So stop trying to act like you a mob boss, because you're not. Back to the video. Back to this. We've been riding with Max Kellerman throughout this whole ordeal. And the reason we was riding with him is because, again, for us that watched First Take, there was countless times that Max Kellerman was putting belts to ass to Stephen A when it came to debates. Now, granted, Max had some outlandish topics, okay? He had a couple, okay? The main one that crosses my mind when he said Tom Brady was gonna fall off a cliff, basically saying he was gonna be washed up in about a year or two. Obviously, that didn't work because I think Brady went on to win, I think, 2 more Super Bowls after that. I think he might have won an MVP as well. So that was one outlandish take. Another take, Kawhi Leonard was more clutch than Kobe Bryant. Obviously, we know that's bullshit. And then the famous one, I think the question was, who do you trust the most in the clutch? Steph Curry or Andre Iguodala? And he said Iguodala. And we all listen. So again, Max had some crazy takes. Okay. Those are just the 3 that I could think of. But aside from that, on countless shows, if you are a real fan of First Take back then you can contest to this. Max was constantly chewing Stephen A up in topics. Why? Because Max actually knew what he was talking about. Stephen A, listen, he don't know what he's talking about. And now we're all starting to realize that. He's only on First Take to just yell. That's it. That's the common thing that he does. Because what I don't understand is, and this is what I'm trying to wrap my mind around, you have a show called ESPN First Take, and I get Skip had the show first. But at least Skip was knowledgeable. At least Skip knew what he was talking about. Now, you want to talk about crazy takes. Skip has some crazy takes too, but he did know what he was talking about. Stephen A don't know what he's talking about. All he do is just run his mouth. You got athletes that are on this show constantly. The Dan Orlovskis of the world. Say what you want about his career, but he's very articulate and he knows the game of football. Ryan Clark. I ain't even going to say Cam Newton because, again, I haven't watched in a while, but even when I wasn't rocking with him on First Take. Chris Kenny, Swagoo, right? And these are just football players. Then let's get to the NBA. But yet he's the head person that's leading the topic. Dude, you never played the game. You never played. You never played on the gridiron and you never played on the hardwood. Never. But yet you're leading these conversations. You should be the one sitting there moderating and let them have their latitude of completion. But again, his show, he's the $100 million man. And since he has that bravado, it's okay. And he gets away with a lot of stuff. But back to Max Kellerman and his issue with his past with Stephen A. Smith. I'm glad that he finally spoke up. And the reason being is, like I said earlier, for 2 years, Stephen A. was on a world tour going to other platforms, just constantly talking down on Max Kellerman. You think just because you were saying, there's nobody that talks boxing like Max Kellerman. That was a backhanded compliment because then right after that, you go into, it just didn't work. I just didn't want to work with him no more. Yada, 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 yada. He did this on the Breakfast Club. He did it on Hot 97. He did it on the Joe Budden podcast. Boxing great, Andre Ward. He even sat across from him on his show and was talking down to him. So now Max said, okay, enough is enough. So now I'm going to say my piece. But listen, us as fans, we all know when this started. We all know when this whole drama with Max Kellerman and Stephen A started. And I'm going to play the clip right now on when this whole thing started. And I'm sure some of y'all can relate to what I'm about to listen to.
I'm in the streets. Max almost seems blacker than you, Stephen A. with what he with his coming, you know, with his commentary.
With all due respect, my brother.
I'm just saying, dog.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I'm just saying.
I'm gonna check you right now. You don't cross.
You ain't checking Jack.
Wait a minute. You don't cross the line.
You ain't checking Jack. If you don't remember that was when Terrell Owens was on First Take. And I believe the topic was dealing with Colin Kaepernick. That moment right there, when T.O. told Stephen A. that Max seems blacker than you, that hurt his soul. That hurt his soul. And ever since then, he had it in for Max Kellerman. To the point where they would have debates and he would belittle Max Kellerman as if he was his son. He would literally be on national television talking down to Max Kellerman, to the point where, listen, I forgot which debate it was. I know it was an NBA take, and Kendrick Perkins was on the panel. Even he got comfortable belittling Max Kellerman just because he saw Stephen A doing it in past times. He felt it was okay for him to do it. To the point when Max left First Take, Stephen A wasn't even in the building for it. He might have been on the screen, but he wasn't even there live and direct to give him a farewell. Listen, the point is this. We don't rock with you, Stephen A. We just don't. We just don't. And like T.O. said, Max seems more blacker than you. And if you go to any other person's platform that is covering this story, just read the comments, and that will tell you everything you need to know. We all know the real when it comes to this. Max Kellerman was chewing him up in these debates, and that's why it didn't work. So all that shit about, oh, you really want to go there? You really want to go there? It's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that, listen, I'm glad he said that behind the scenes stuff, because I will say this before I go. He talking about that behind the scenes stuff. I think you better be careful on how you say that word, because I know a certain someone that used to work at First Take. She used to be a moderator. She used to sit right across from you. And it just so happened she left abruptly. Now, I can't wait for Molly to have her interview. I can't wait for her to say her piece, because I'm quite sure this behind the scenes shit you talking about, I'm quite sure there's some behind the scenes stuff. I'm quite sure it is, because the way she left abruptly. And right now, I'm sure there's an NDA somewhere in a contract stating that she can't speak about anything about ESPN or First Take for a certain amount of time. But when that gets lifted and whoever gets that interview, I can't wait. I can't wait. I truly cannot wait. But listen, Max just basically pointed out everything we knew about Stephen A. And now everybody is starting to see the light. We've been new, like we've been new this. So Max didn't say anything that we didn't already know, but I'm glad that he finally spoke up for himself. Because again, for 2 years, this man was going on platform after platform after platform belittling you. After a while, it's about time you say, you know what? It's time for me to speak up now. And I'm glad he did. I'm glad he did. Now, does this carry on? Probably not. Probably not. But, you know, Stephen A got to be Mr. Big Bad Wolf, acting like he Mr. Tough Guy. You're not tough, bro. You're not tough. Just because you're from Hollis, Queens, don't mean you tough. Stop it. Just stop it, because you're not tough. We seen your video when you was hitting the mitts. You're not tough. We saw how LeBron stood up to you and you did nothing. We know you ain't tough. So all that, you really want to go there? You really want to go there? Stop it. Stop it, bro. Just stop it, because you're making a fool of yourself. But anyway, we riding with Max on this. So It is what it is. I'm glad he's back. Me personally, I would love to see him on another platform. I don't know if he'll be on Fox Sports because I mean they really don't got nothing, trickulating over there besides First Things First. Everything else that's on everything else that's on FS1 is basically trash except First Things First. But I would like to see Max have his own show. I would like to see him and Marcellus, reunite and do something together because they did great things on Sports Nation. So I would love to see them, join forces and work together again. And then again, he'll be working with somebody that he has a great relationship with. So we'll see. We'll see. But again, we riding with Max on this. Sorry, Stephen A. We're just tired of you, bro. We just tired of you. We are really, really tired of you. But Max, glad you spoke up. About damn time. But it's time for me to bounce off of this. It's a wrap for this video. Once again, thank y'all for your continued support of the podcast. Keep it going, keep it growing, keep it flowing. Again, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. It's right there on the bottom of the screen. Subscribe to the channel. Also, hit that notification bell so that way once a video is uploaded, you will get a notification. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, tell a friend and tell a friend. And in closing, y'all know how this goes. This has been another video of Sportsway with Dre Day Podcast. Catch y'all on the flip side. God bless. Peace and love. Your boy is out of here.